So guys, wait is over. And after exactly 563 days, Marvel fans have got what they were badly craving for. Yes, finally WandaVision web series released on 15th Jan 2021 exclusively on Disney+. And it's the first web series amongst many which will be directly linked to MCU upcoming Phase 4 and 5. WandaVision is a 9-episode situational comedy. But there is some bad news for binge watchers. Cause episodes of WandaVision will be released on weekly basis. As soon as first 2 episodes of series were released, I watched it. And let me tell you, it has flavor of its own. It's nothing like ever watched before, especially for new generation MCU fans. And just like all previous Marvel projects, Marvel has left some tiny details, references, Easter eggs in these 30 minutes long episodes too. And I'm pretty sure many fans might have missed these interesting details. But don't you worry, cause I will unravel almost every detail of the first 2 episodes of this series which your vision might have missed. So let's roll. Before I start, I'm 100% sure, actually 1000% sure that you don't even know the name of the channel you are on right now. But don't you worry child, soon you will know, cause I have also prepared a Marvel level intro. So to know what, where, when, how, why about MCU, just subscribe my channel and also don't forget to hit the bell icon for regular updates. And like almost every Marvel project, WandaVision also starts with the world famous Marvel intro. See, you also missed it. Or shall I say you also ignored it like almost 90% of people streaming on Disney+. Just look closely, Marvel has added some new clippings. And now it has Avengers traveling through Quantum Realm. And the final battle between Thanos' army and Avengers. Marvel has also added the most epic scenes out of all 23 movies, which includes Tony Snap and Captain America lifting the hammer. Marvel made this intro as a summary of Phase 3 and also a tribute to our original Avengers. And after Marvel intro, show starts with a wonderful song dedicated to WandaVision. And it is set in 1950s. And again, Marvel showed us how closely they pay attention to perfection. Since it is set in 50s, Marvel kept the whole episode in black and white. Cause there was no color TV until 1970 in America. And they also used the aspect ratio of 4:3, which was widely used ratio at that time. And exactly at 2nd minute and 31st second of episode, we see this date on calendar, and it's marked with the heart. And we see Wanda tries to remind Vision about the importance of that date. Indeed, that date is a reference to comics. Now if you see, the month is August, which is the 8th month of the year. And if we put the whole date together in numerical form, we get 238. Actually, this date is a reference to Avengers issue number 238, which was a Vision-centric story. And in this comics, Vision again gained consciousness, which is what is happening in this series too. Cause after dying in Infinity War, Vision is back again, even though it is just a dreaming pocket multiverse dimension made up by Wanda. Issue 238 also had Monica Rambeau in it. And we all know Teyonah Parris is playing Monica Rambeau in this series. What a reference, kudos to Marvel. By the way, it could also be a reference to 23 Marvel movies of 3 phases. From important date, it's time for some advertisement now. Exactly at 9th minute and 57 second, we see an ad of a toaster manufactured by none other than Stark Industries. Now just take a close look at woman's expression. It's a fear and confusion. If you hear it properly, when the timer is beeping, you will hear a happy background music.
Anything, from meatloaf to cherry pie to open-faced cheese sandwich.
And the sound of the timer intensifies, similar to the timer of a bomb about to explode. And also the expression of woman in ad tells that she is waiting for the timer of the toaster to end. So as you all might have understood after watching WandaVision series, everything we see in this series is happening in pocket dimension made by Wanda's powerful brain. Every song and every character is affected by Wanda's memories, be it good or bad. And this advertisement is reference to the scene from Age of Ultron, where Wanda and Pietro are telling how they both waited for 2 days for a bomb to explode, which was also Stark Industries manufactured.
We wait for 2 days for Tony Stark to kill us.
After toaster, it's time for some dinner. At 18th minute and 48 second of the episode, Vision's boss Arthur Hart has come for dinner along with his wife to Wanda's residence. And while having a breakfast-looking dinner, Mr. Hart asks why did they come here? And the way Harts were asking, it seems like they are scientists, doctors, or maybe psychiatrists. And they are kind of investigating the reason for Wanda creating this alternate universe, which will prove fatal for the main universe. And the events happening in this series will result in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. And also look at Wanda's face when Mr. Hart asks why did they come here. You can clearly guess what Wanda is thinking right now. The reason for Wanda to be here in this reality is because of Vision's death in the main universe. And she don't want to be interrogated and disturbed in her perfect happy life. Cause she don't want to lose Vision again in this alternate universe too. Sad and upset Wanda jokes Mr. Hart. And maybe that's why we didn't get to see him again in episode 2 along with Mrs. Hart. Maybe Wanda banned Mr. Hart from entering into her reality in second episode. And at the end of the first episode, we see a person writing notes in a diary. And after that, he picks a tacky spaceship remote. Also, if you pay attention to the cover of the diary and on the monitor, one can see a symbol of SWORD, which is a space version of SHIELD. SWORD is an agency which deals with otherworldly space threats. And in the mid-credit scenes of Spider-Man Far From Home, we got the first glimpse of SWORD. Now it's episode 2. Episode 2 starts with a recap of first one. This episode is set in 1960s, and I'm hoping every episode will take a 10-year leap. We can see a clear change in Wanda's hairstyle from first to second episode. Also, the clothing style of every character has changed to match the 1960s vibe. Episode 2 intro song is the animated version of all characters of this series, and exactly at 3rd minute and 24 second we see a cartoon Vision getting ready for a job. And here we see this thing, which is very much similar to the helmet of supervillain Grim Reaper, who is reportedly going to be the main villain in this series along with Mephisto. Actually, Marvel is foreshadowing this villain in this blink and you miss it scene. But that is what Marvel has mastered. I mean, they always put tiny details and every detail has a meaning behind it. And you might be thinking there's a spider web too. So will we get to see Spidey in WandaVision? Don't get too excited, it is just a web in the shelf. And immediately after that scene, we see Wanda in a supermarket. And there is someone else also there buying some groceries. Yes, she is Monica Rambeau, who has taken a role of Geraldine in this episode. But that is not the point of focus. Actually, it's the poster on the wall which is of Bova milk. Those of you who don't know what's the significance of Bovas in Wanda's life, in comics Bova is an evolved cow created by High Evolutionary as one of his new men. Bova is a cow who was given humanoid form and high intelligence. Bova helped in Wanda and Pietro's birth, and she also took care of them for a while. So putting a Bova poster is the coolest detail and greatest tribute to Bova by Marvel. 4 minutes and 23 seconds into episode 2. Wanda brings a prop which Vision called the Cabinet of Mysteries, and the design on that cabinet is the symbol of Vision's Mind Stone, which is the primary source of power of both Vision and Wanda. At 7th minute and 14th second we see Wanda investigating a helicopter with a sign of SWORD on it. Though I could not figure why it was colored and everything was in black and white. But what I know is the significance of this number 57 written on it. Actually, it is the reference related to the existence of Vision, cause Vision first appeared in the 57th issue of the Avengers comics. And just after that scene, Wanda's nosy neighbor Agnes appears. And now many sites are reporting that Agnes is actually Agatha Harkness, who was an ally of Wanda in comics. And in this scene, her brooch makes those reports more strong. As you can see, comic version of Agatha also wears the pendant similar to brooch of Agnes. Now 15th minute of episode, where we see Wanda and Dottie are having a conversation. We see Wanda assuring Dottie that she don't mean to hurt anyone. And Dottie replied that she don't believe her. Before I tell you what and why, let me tell you again, everything in WandaVision series is the result of Wanda's powerful brain and her memories. Dottie's reply to Wanda has triggered Wanda's guilt of Civil War movie explosion, which got out of her control, and in result people who were innocent lost their lives. Wanda gets upset, and in result radio on the table and glass in Dottie's hand breaks, leaving Dottie injured. And about that voice coming out of the radio, maybe it's of agent or scientist of SWORD, who was trying to communicate Wanda through radio waves. And again it's time for the advertisement. And this time it's a watch by Strucker. For new MCU fans, let me tell you it's a reference to Baron Wolfgang von Strucker. Strucker recruited Wanda and her brother Pietro into Hydra. And because of Strucker's experiment on Wanda and Pietro with Loki's scepter aka Mind Stone, both got their powers. And one can clearly see the Hydra symbol engraved on the face of that watch. And if you hear this ad till the end with more attention, the ticking of the watch intensifies just like the timer in the toaster ad.
He'll make time for you.
Now let's head to the magic show. Right in the 26th minute and 7th second of episode, Geraldine aka Monica Rambeau asks Vision how did he made her appear in that cabinet. She says last minute she was backstage and in the next she was in the dark cubby hole. But Wanda denies to answer her. Seems like Monica is telling how it feels when she appears in Wanda's alternate universe. And being an agent of SWORD, Monica wants to break the ice, so that Wanda trusts her more and eventually tell her how is she operating this reality or realm. And how she make people appear in her realm. And right before the end of the episode when Vision kisses Wanda, everything becomes colorful starting from Vision, and many people came out with different theories for this colorful transformation. But sometimes Marvel keep it simple and cool. Actually, this color transforming scene depicts the next leap of 10 years, which will set third episode in 1970. And now WandaVision show will be in color from third episode onwards. Cause 1970 was the year when color TV sets were introduced in American markets. But before this colorful scene, Wanda rewinds few minutes of this episode. Because earlier both Wanda and Vision were terrified when they watched a man coming out of sewer in bee suit with a SWORD symbol on it. And it was shown like the man in the bee suit is a villain. But in my personal opinion, he was a SWORD agent sent to protect Wanda from her dreaming reality television aka pocket dimension. Or a multiverse of craziness, I mean whatever it is. So that were some details and references that new MCU fans might have missed. Actually, it is not your fault, cause both Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen has done their job so good that you can't take your eyes off of their acting. I mean their comedy timing is impeccable. By the way, you keep on enjoying this web series and leave this detail thing on me. And if you like my work, then don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for similar videos on upcoming episode of this mind-wobbling, head-scratching web series of Marvel. So till then, watch my other videos too and have fun.